Welcome to the Global Executive Business Speaker Series, brought to you by the Business and Technology Department at LaGuardia Community College. We're excited to present our official podcast series titled Student Stories Podcasts: Triumphs, Trials, and Takeaways. This series provides relatable stories of students navigating the ups and downs of college life. Whether you're looking for motivation or just reassurance that you're not alone on this journey, this podcast is your space to celebrate, honor, and recognize your hard work. Each episode will feature current and former students who will speak about skills, development, their transfer experience, the importance of building and sustaining connections, and career success. We hope that this series continues to inspire, celebrate, and offer valuable lessons along the way. In this student interview, you'll hear from Serena Zhu, an MBA and Accountancy student at Baruch College and former student of LaGuardia Community College. Serena, can you tell us a little bit more about you, your studies, and your overall goals for the future?
I immigrated to the US from China this summer before high school. After high school, LaGuardia Community College gave me an opportunity to pursue an associate degree in accounting. After LaGuardia, I transferred to Baruch College to pursue a bachelor's degree. After that, I briefly worked as a paralegal, and currently I am a full-time MBA accountancy student back at Baruch. Very excited about my program. In my spare time, I enjoy running on the Manhattan Bridge and studying at a local coffee shop in my lower Manhattan neighborhood.
I like that, Serena, and we're so proud of you thinking about all of the different things you've done and your commitment as an MBA student. With that, I'm going back to your LaGuardia time. What attracted you to LaGuardia Community College and specifically to the accounting program at the college? Is there a specific person, project, or experience that have kept you motivated and engaged throughout your time in the accounting program?
Absolutely. I am an immigrant from China, so I was struggling with learning English when I first came. So starting off at a community college made the most sense for me. I chose LaGuardia because it was my top choice. I lived in Queens. The commute was very easy, and LaGuardia is a very reputable CUNY school. I really got a good education from LaGuardia. Whereas for accounting, I actually had a cousin who worked at a tax firm. I remember visiting her as a high school senior to prepare my income taxes. At the time, I was very impressed with her professionalism, and I thought her career was very practical. So when it came to time for me to choose my major at LaGuardia, I chose accounting. And after I became an accounting student, I took accounting classes with Professor Francis and Professor Bika. It really solidified my decision, and I think I really made a good decision.
I think you absolutely made a great decision, Serena. And it was great to hear that your cousin also played an influential role in you figuring out if LaGuardia is the right place. And we're happy it worked out. With that, can you tell us a little bit more about your role and how the learning and skills that you've developed over time in the classroom help prepare you for growth and success?
Of course, I am a full-time MBA accountancy student right now. So the four accounting classes I took at LaGuardia really set a strong foundation for me to carry with me at Baruch, even at the graduate level. The principles and concepts I learned from LaGuardia, such as T accounts, journal entries, as well as financial statements, really are transferable and evergreen. I really also appreciated that LaGuardia hosted business events that featured successful alumni as well as professionals who came to LaGuardia to speak about their experiences. And attending those business events also encouraged me to think about career early on as a student. So after coming to Baruch, I continued to attend events. They have been very beneficial.
I agree with you, Serena. I believe that networking events happening outside of the classroom are so important to help build our professional brand. Staying on that topic, as we think about business events, sometimes students they attend these events because they're trying to seek out internship opportunities. Do you think internships are important? And if yes, how has your internship experience impacted what you've studied over the years and your learning experience in a classroom?
Internships are absolutely crucial. I actually had two accounting internships when I was at LaGuardia. The first one was with Con Edison. My second internship with AST, American Stock Transfer and Trust Company. By doing two internships, I was able to see how corporations functioned and apply my in-class accounting knowledge to the real world. I highly recommend students considering doing internships because they get to apply their class knowledge in the real world and gain great experiences as well.
With that in mind, how was your experience at American Stock Transfer?
It was great. I actually worked with accountants as an intern, and later on, surprisingly, I managed to return after my time at Baruch. So it was just very surprising for me to learn that the connections I made as an intern later led to a full-time position.
And it certainly goes back to your point that internships are so important. It's not a one and done deal. They stay in your network, and it's always great to leverage those connections when it's time to find a job or just explore other areas. So I'm happy that you've mentioned that, and it was all in all a positive experience for you. Now, coming back to LaGuardia, you graduated with an accounting degree and then transferred to a four-year college. What can you share about that experience with current students who are now considering a similar transfer path?
When I actually was trying to decide which senior college to pick, I debated on whether to continue with the CUNY school or a private school like NYU or Columbia. Eventually, I decided on Baruch because I really like my CUNY education at LaGuardia, and I also didn't want to burden my parents with a private school tuition rate. It was a good decision. I recommend students to evaluate their own situations and decide which school makes sense for them for their goals as well as their financial situation. As for me, after I came to Baruch, the first semester was difficult because of the transition I had to make, but I was able to leverage the on campus resources Baruch had to offer and also ask questions to get my answers. I really recommend students to not be afraid to ask questions and leverage what's out there for them to succeed in a senior college.
Yeah, it's very important that you've mentioned that asking questions is such a big role in terms of our growth. Ultimately, students sometimes struggle to identify a major. What would you say to a student who's contemplating declaring accounting as their major?
Do your research, talk to people, and trust your gut. Accounting to me is a very practical major and a very useful career path. I chose accounting because of the influences I had when I was younger, and I still am very happy that I chose accounting as my major. I would say please talk to as many people as you feel is needed to help you make your decision. If you do decide to choose accounting as a major, I encourage you to put in the work, put in the effort to gain a strong foundation from LaGuardia because the foundation you have, it's always going to be there for you when you transfer to a four-year college.
Serena, thank you so much. We appreciate all of your ideas and perspectives that were shared on this interview. For everyone on the line, you just heard from Serena Zhu, MBA and accountancy student at Baruch College and former LaGuardia student. Thank you, Serena.
Thank you so much, Professor Maharaj, and thank you so much, LaGuardia Community College, for the educational opportunity.